Bugungi darsimizda Cambridge 8 test 2 passage 1 analysini ko'rib chiqamiz va birinchi navbatda bu bizdan nima kutilayotganligini, qanaqa mavzuda resource qolishimiz kutilayotganligini tushunish maqsadida titleni ko'rib chiqamiz. Sheet glass manufacture the flawed process. Undan keyin esa bir savollarni ko'rgan holda bizda qanaqa skilllar ishlatsak yaxshiroq bo'ladi, qaysi strategiya yaxshi meva berishini ko'rib chiqishga harakat qilamiz. No more than 2 words. Early methods of producing flat glass. Demak, bu qismda biz demak fill in the gap, table completion savollarni to'ldirishimiz kerak bo'ladi. Undan keyin esa true false not keyin savollarni to'ldiramiz. Va bu qism o'zingiz bilganingizdek faqatgina savollarni o'qish, tushunish va keywordlarni topgan holda javoblarni topish orqali aniqlanishi mumkin. Hope bu qismda method, advantage and disadvantage. Ko'ringiz, the glass remains something, adjective, slow and something. So methodlarni ko'rib chiqamiz. How flawed process for making glass was invented by this process allows the manufacturing relied on gravity. Hop topamiz. Nevertheless, demand for glass was very high. The glassmakers across the world were looking for a method of making it continuous. The first continuous ribbon process involved squeezing molten glass through 2 hot rollers. In sequence, we made non-stop, but the rollers would lay both sets on the glass market, and this would need to be ground and polished. The salt was absorbed right away. Glass machines were very expensive. Float process. Pilking's float process again was being mentioned in this molten mixture of sand, salt, soda ash, and lime. It becomes a molten mass hardened when slowed. This first example method for making clear was involved spinning. Demak, javob spinning bo'ladi. Method spinning. Demak, noto'g'ri joyga qaragan ekanmiz birinchi navbatda. Spinning bo'larkan birinchisi. Keywordlarimiz the first successful methods for making clear flat glass involved spinning. Demak, shuni o'z ichiga olgan. This method was very effective as the glass hadn't touched any surface between being soft and becoming hard, so it stayed perfectly unblemished with a fire finish. The glass remained unblemished, perfectly unblemished. Unblemished keyword. Unblemished. Disadvantagelari unda however the process took a long time, was labor intensive, slow and labor intensive. Labor intensive bo'lgan. Undan keyingi qismga o'tamiz. The ribbon could produce glass sheets of varying so what we're looking for methods of making it continuously. Another method, the continuous ribbon process. When I first continuous ribbon process, demak shuni ham o'tkazib ribbon process involves squeezing molten glass through hot rollers similar to old mangle sellout glass of virtually any thickness of varying thickness bo'larkan. Thickness qalinlikdagi bo'larkan. Thickness and non-stop process. Glass was something. After all, would believe process of this would need to be grounded and polished. Market bo'ladi. Shu bilan o'z nihoyasiga yetadi bu qismimiz. Undan keyin esa pinking float processni o'z ichiga olamiz. Float process bu qismda bor. Process allows manufacture of clear tinted coated glass for buildings and clear tinted glass for vehicles. Pingling that had been experimenting with improving the melting process, and then he had the idea of using a bed of molten metal for the flat glass to form the flat glass. Demak, qismda bu bed of molten metal bo'ladi. Bu molten metal yozar ekanmiz unda. Chunki ikkita so'z yozishimiz mumkin. Molten metal. Demak, qismda bed of molten metal form the flat glass and anything else is needed for rollers within the float base. The metal had to be melted at a temperature less than the hardening point of glass, but couldn't boil at the temperature below temperature of molten glass. The metal for the job was tin. The rest of the concept relied on gravity, which guaranteed that the surface of the molten metal was perfectly flat and horizontal. Sequently, when pouring molten glass, bu molten glass bo'lar ekan. Molten glass, melting zone, cooling zone, and rollers qismda. perfectly flat. If the glass were kept hot enough, it would flow over the molten tin until it was all flat and horizontal, perfectly parallel to the bottom surface. Once the glass got to the glass, it was too hard to mark and could be transported out of cooling zone by rollers. Demek roller bo'lar ekan javobimiz. Qismda rollerlar bo'ladi. Rollers. Shu bilan bu qism o'z nihoyasiga yetdi. Faqat rangni o'zgartirmasak bo'lmaydi. Xo'p, keyingisiga o'tamiz. Bu qism o'z nihoyasiga yetdi. Endi turib bosilgan savollarni ko'ramiz. Metal used in the float process had to be specific properties. Metal used in the float process had to have specific properties. Xo'p, topamiz. I don't understand. Where is information about it? Pilkington invested some of his own money into his plot plant. Built a plot plant and had convinced his company to build full-scale plant. However, it took for the mass production, costing more money. Only for the one existing marking. The machine was turned off for a service who prepared it for years to continue production. It took another 4 months to get the process again. The final decision that there were now float plants all over the world, which in tons of glass every day, not for around 15 years. Today make glass of nearly optical quality. Melting, refining. Demek bu yo'q. Xo'p, invested some of his money bu false bo'ladi, chunki u hammasini ko'ndirgan. He convinced it to build a full-scale plant, costing the company 100,000 a month. O'zini pulini tikmagan ekan. Xo'p, 9-da esa not given bo'ladi, chunki men specific property'ni ko'rmadim. Menimcha bilmayman. Pilkington's first full-scale plant was an instant commercial success. Bo'lmaydi, chunki once he succeeded, machine was turned off for years. Bu false bo'lar ekan. Keyingi o'tamiz. The process invented by Pilkington has now been improved. Ko'raylikchi. In the furnace, they occur in separate zones. It adds up to continuous melting process lasting those good smooth. Principle in changes. However, the product has changed dramatically from a single. Where is it? Information about the process. Computers are better than humans at detecting faults in glass. Xo'p, shu qismda bo'lsa kerak. However, the product has changed dramatically from a single thickness of 6.8 to a range of full submillimeters to 25 mm, from a ribbon frequently marred by inclusion and bubbles to almost optical perfection. To ensure high quality inspection takes place at every stage, a bubble is not removed during refining. A sand grain refuses to melt. The tremor in the tin puts ripples into the glass ribbon. Automated online inspection does two things. Automated online inspections. Computer first, it reveals process faults upstream. Can be correct. As more than 100 million measurements a second to be made across the ribbon, locating flaws at unaided would be unable to see. Computer demonstrate to steer cutters. Are better. Computers are better. Of course, they're better. Because they're better. Qayoqdan bo'ldik, they're better. O'qishni yozilgan maqsadda unaided eye would be unable to see. Haqida ma'lumot bor. Shuning uchun ham bu hukmimizdan yaxshiroq. Process invented Pilkington has now been improved. Where's the information about improvement? Not given. Hop, not given. Bilmaymiz, improve qilinganmi yo'qmi. Lekin principle and change it. Bilmayman, principle'ga bog'liqmi endi. I don't know. Shu qisqasi to'g'riladik, shunaqa qildik, ikkita not kelgan bo'ldi, ikkita false bo'ldi, turib bo'ldi, bu qismlarni ham tugatdik. Endi tekshirish qismi keladi. Tekshirib ko'ramiz o'zimiz javoblarimizni. Why not? Hop, spinning to'g'ri javob. Unblemished to'g'ri javob. Labor intensive to'g'ri javob. Thickness to'g'ri javob. Market to'g'ri javob. Molten glass to'g'ri javob. Molten metal to'g'ri javob. Rollers to'g'ri javob. True. Demak, bu true bo'lar ekan. 10 not given bo'lar ekan. 11 false bo'lar ekan. 12 true bo'lar ekan. 13 true bo'lar ekan. 3 ta xato qildim. Bilmayman nimaga xato qildim. Metal used in float process had to have specific properties. Where is specific property? What are you talking about? Where is specific property? Oh, yeah. No. No, where is it? Let me see. I need 9, right? To melt it. What? Come on. Seriously? Seriously? Oh, right. Metal. Right. Mana bu shu sababli, mana bu bergan ma'lumot sababli true bo'lar ekan. Hop, invent some of his more money. Not given bo'lar ekan. Mayli. Fair. Price invented have improvement. True bo'lar ekan, chunki bu yerda kompyuterlar qo'shilgan degan ma'noda ma'lumotlar bor. To'g'ri. Fair. That's it. Shu bilan bugungi darsimiz o'z oxiriga yetadi. Sizlarga foydali bo'ladigan umid etamiz. In the next lesson, see you guys.